Before we begin our podcast, we'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're recording on. For Cass, it's the Borragagal people, and for Hailey, it's the Dharawal people.
Heads up, bitches, we're back. Welcome to Drag Me Out. I'm Cass. And
Still Hailey.
She's still Hailey. Nothing's changed. We're going to talk shit. We're going to talk about some drag stuff, because I went and saw some drag stuff. We're going to talk about what's been going on in the last, I'm going to say 6 or 7 weeks. I don't know. And then, yeah, live with it or die. So, since we last spoke, many, many, many moons ago, what you been doing? What's happening?
So many things.
Mhm.
So it was before you went to New Zealand. We did a episode, like maybe
That is
2
correct.
weeks. Yep. And then we're going to do another episode. You weren't feeling well, and I was just about to go overseas. So we've been traveling, both of us. Before I went overseas, I had a car accident.
I believe that you may have mentioned that on the last one.
I don't.
You were
No.
rear-ended.
No, I rear-ended.
Yeah, you rear-ended, and I
Yep.
said words like to the effect of, if you were rear-ended, then they would be responsible for all of it.
Something like that. Or we
Yes.
talked about it on the phone. One of the two.
No, it's on the podcast. Quality
Okay.
control.
Yeah, that's true. I have since had another car accident.
No. Dude. What has Katia done to you that makes you want to destroy her?
I don't know. It's like she senses that I'm wanting to get rid of her. So same sort of thing. I rear-ended someone. I took my foot off the brake. I looked to my son because he asked me a question, and he was on the iPad. He was doing his homework in the car, and he's like, "Oh, what's the answer to this?" And I sort of turned, like I didn't even hit the accelerator. I just took my foot off the brake because the lights had turned green and everyone started to go, and then everything came to a stop again. So I hit his tow bar, which hit the same spot that I hit in the other lady's car. It just kind of made it worse. It's hit the plastic grill.
Yep.
So it's done no damage. I ran the aircon like immediately after, and there was no damage because that's at the front. And that was still working. And then, yeah, I just kind of kicked the grill back in, and then it was getting assessed for repairs on Monday anyway from the previous accident. So I messaged him, and he took my details. I was like, look, whatever it costs, I'll fix it. It's a fucking tow bar. Tow bars could take a fair bit of chunk. That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
I think I may have got like the little black plastic because his car was white. I think it scraped a little bit, but I'm pretty sure he stood there and wiped it and it came off.
Yeah.
So I was like, even if he hasn't messaged me back, it's been over a week now. He didn't message me back. If he messages me back, I was just gonna be like, you know what? I'll pay for your car to get detailed. If he just says, don't worry about it, damage it. I think he thinks I'm a single mum because my wedding ring doesn't fit on my finger.
That's why we bought new ones. Yep.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get this one resized eventually. I was gonna do it when I was overseas because they don't really charge you because they just take the gold.
Yep.
But the problem was because it was so hot over there, my fingers were a little bit bigger anyway. Because my dad's like, "Oh, that doesn't seem like there's much room." I'm like, "You should see it at home, like when it's cold." So anyway, didn't end up doing it. Didn't end up doing a lot of things while we were overseas. Yeah, so that's fun. It's like the universe senses when I have money in my account. It's like, no money for you. So anyway, that's been super fun. What else has been happening? So we went overseas, went to Singapore, went to Universal Studios in Singapore. I recommend visiting
going?
Singapore. No, I do recommend visiting Singapore. Only to do those two things. because that's all they have. They're so like it's a very tiny country, and it's
Cheap ass shopping.
no, there's no cheap ass shopping.
Well, there used to be, but their food scene, because they're a mixture of so many different cuisines, like their food scene is up there because they've got the Chinese, Malaysian, Vietnamese, or like all of that influence in
I'd
their
have to
street food and stuff.
say heavy on the Indian, a lot
Yeah,
of Indian restaurants.
yeah.
But as you know now, not really a foodie. Like
No.
I have to be really careful because stuff just sets me right off. So I tend to find things that I like and then just kind of stick to that. But yeah, the food it was all right. It wasn't like I honestly thought the food in Indonesia was better in Jakarta. There's so many options, and because there's so many options, they have to be good.
Yeah.
But we do go to nice restaurants. It costs you, but and that's the thing about Singapore is you can go to nice restaurants, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. You might as well just go to Sydney, to be honest, because it's the same price.
It's always been like that.
Well, yeah, I did the research, and their rent and house prices are 30% above ours, but
Hmm.
their cost of living and their food is about 10% below ours. So they're very expensive. It's very expensive to live there, and but still nice country. It's hot, it's humid, not much traffic, which was nice. Um, Immigration, what a pain in the ass. That's a story for another time. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Car accident, went overseas. I'm back at work now. It's very sad, and just waiting until I'm independently wealthy. Should happen any day now.
Any day,
Any day.
any day.
What about you?
Up and down. You were correct. We did go overseas. We went to the Far East, New Zealand.
Is that the Far
Uh,
East?
well, it's east of here. So
Far East is a stretch, but all
we went
right.
to we went to the Far East. We went to Aotearoa. It was an up and down thing. You know this.
Mm.
Other people are about to find out. Well, we had a very, very good friend of ours actually come down from the States to join us, and there was supposed to be two, and one of them couldn't make it, and then we found out 3 days in that she had actually passed away.
She's supposed to
So
come. I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah, she
Okay.
was supposed to. We had it all planned for nearly a year. She was supposed to come, and then her finances started to get the better of her, and she pulled out of it. And it turns out it was probably for the best because she was going to have to pull out anyway.
Mm.
So our very, very, very good friend who we considered family, Mandy, passed away very, very unexpectedly about 3 days in. New Zealand was great, aside from that. And then we had lovely time with Gregory, and we found this great yakitori place in Auckland that I cannot speak highly enough. And I had a phone conversation with Ego the other day and must have mentioned it about 20 times. So this one's for you. Tanuki's Cave in Auckland, best yakitori in the world as far as I'm concerned. It was amazing food. And then unfortunately, the day before we were due to come home from Auckland, my brother-in-law passed away very, very unexpectedly. So the trip in between was great, but it was bookended by unfortunate tragedy. So yeah. What is it? Okay, so on to good stuff. Okay, so you had a car accident, right? You've had two car accidents.
Mm.
I know. I just said onto the good stuff and then started talking about your car accidents. Well,
Well,
whatever.
look, it's and like my
Because
husband's
you're also thinking of changing cars, right?
yeah.
Yeah. What has your husband done?
Oh, like I said, like shit happens. It's called a car accident, not a car on purpose. Like I didn't, it's just seemed I haven't had a car accident in 15 years.
Mm.
Like I had a car accident when I was like 18, 19, just learning how to drive, whatever. Um, and he likes to because I'm perfect at everything else in my life. He likes to hone in on that one flaw that I've had, which we've got like I've cost him money And I'm like, honestly, you wouldn't have known unless I told you.
Exactly.
You don't stare at the front of the car. He's like, I would have noticed. I'm like, you don't even notice walking up the stairs and there's a pile of washing there. How are you going to notice that?
Yeah, husband, get over it.
Yeah.
So you're thinking about changing cars,
Mm.
and I can now report that we are taking possession of a new member of our family.
Can you pick that up today?
No. No.
Okay.
Hold please.
Are you whinging about another courier service.
Forgot, kinda. Our current car, Trixie Mattel, will be traded in for an updated model. Different car altogether, but an upgraded car. She is blue. She is beautiful. We are calling her Smurfette. So we purchased it last Sunday. Today is Friday. Episode comes out on Tuesday. So by then, about 10 days ago, by math, right? 10 days ago.
7 business days. But go on.
Yeah, whatever. So I have been tossing up whether or not to do this for quite a while.
Mm.
And then I don't know. I don't know what happened. I got a bee in my bonnet. I don't know. I just kind of like woke up one day and I went, right, on Sunday, because we went out on Saturday night. I went, right, on Sunday, we're going car shopping, as in looking. But I had 3 cars in mind. And one of the cars came off the list because I wanted a specific model and all they had were the U-Butte fuck off ones, versions of them. And I had a budget in mind, and the U-Butte fuck off versions of the car that I wanted were $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 more expensive. And then the other car, this all came down to how long we were going to have to wait for the car to be delivered, because a lot of cars take 3 to 6 months now, right?
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky, because I know somebody who waited 12 months for a Kia
Yeah.
Sportage.
Yeah, no, at least. At peak
Right.
COVID, you were waiting 12 to 18 months for a new car.
Right. So I did my research on the interwebs and found out that MG maximum 30 days. Because, and I was actually reading an article about it today, because I'll get to the story and why I ended up reading the article in a second. I read an article today that they don't just chuck it on regular ships. They actually, for lack of a better, have their own ships. So, or rent their own ships. So they rent the ship or own the ship or whatever it is. It goes off to China, China, and then they pick up the cars and come back. The problem is, so I buy the car on the Sunday and I'm talking to the guy, lovely guy, Dylan from MG in Sydney City, top dude. And so I was expecting the 30 days. And we were looking at the pricing of it and everything and the different colors, and we all know the new car, different colors cost money, yada, blah, blah. And so I was like, okay, white or black, it's free. Otherwise it's $700 for metallic paint. And so we go there and I just walked in and I went, I want to buy a car. You want to sell a car? Gonna make it really easy for you. Kind of got what I know what I want. I've driven an MG before when we went up to Brisbane. I've got an idea of what the cars are like, all of the rest. So we're talking about everything, and the wife and I standing there, and I just kind of like looked at, we did the, what do you think? 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 Is it good? What do you think? Do you think we should just buy it? What do you think we should? It was kind of one of those things. And so I said to him, okay, we'll take it in the black. And he goes, red or blue? I went, I just told you the black. And he goes, listen to me, red or blue? And I'm like, I'm not paying the extra money for the paint. I'm not paying the $700. He goes, throw it in the paint, red or blue? I'm going, well, I don't know, because like I got to wait for 30 days. He goes, there are red and blue cars on the ship coming right now. They're going to be here in the next couple of days, possibly tomorrow. Red or blue? And I'm like, but I got to wait for the 30 days. He goes, if you wait for the 30 days, you're going to be looking stupid because there are cars coming now, like red or blue. And the thing was, I really wanted the blue one. And that was what I had in my head. But I was like, I'm not paying the extra $700. And so I went, okay, the blue. And he goes, okay. So then I kind of did my, worked my charm and kind of went, can we have tinting and this and that? And he's like, yeah, I'll throw it all in. End of financial year, so whatever. And I was, okay. And he says, when do you want to pick it up? And I went, Friday. I'm off on Friday. And he goes, can do Friday. No problem at all. Okay. So then we had to wait for the evaluation for the trade-in. That came in. We were happy with the price. The bank account took a hit, paid for the car. On the Tuesday, I think we paid for it. And then I'm like, I've got in my head my plans because I've got the Fridays off again. And I'm like, pick up the car on Friday, first thing in the morning. I want the missus to be the first one in the passenger seat. So we'll drive her home. She can start work. My mum will be here, pick her up. She can come for a drive in the brand new car to Warringah Mall. Everything's all good. Gets to Wednesday and I'm like, I haven't heard anything about the car, hey? Like, what's the deal? Haven't heard anything. So I woke up the next day, went into the office. Sorry, on the Tuesday. On the Wednesday, I still hadn't heard anything. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So my mum sends me a message about midday on the Thursday, yesterday. And she goes, like, what's the deal with the car? And I went, oh, I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. And she goes, if you don't hear anything by 1 o'clock, fucking ring. I'm like, fair call. Because it's the day before I'm due to pick up the car.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm not going to ring him because I fucked around a little bit on the phone with him the other day. And granted, he should be working for me, but I didn't want to piss him off. I don't know what my thing was. And so I go, okay. So I send an email and I'm like, we all good for Friday? ? He sends back an email about an hour later. Boat's delayed. Probably middle of next week. And I'm like,
That's not too bad though.
yeah, but you know what? Courier companies don't deliver to me correctly.
They
Buy a car.
They heard, and they thought, maybe we should hang out here for a little longer.
Yeah.
Mm.
Buy a car. Delayed. So our understanding is currently that the boat is due around Tuesday. So I should be able to pick it up next Friday.
Yeah, it's got to like go through customs and shit, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't take very long.
Yeah.
Because we went through that. I went through that whole conversation with him and he was like, yeah, they fling them through so quickly for the inspections and all of that when the boats get in that he goes like from boat arriving to the last car off is probably 6 hours.
Yeah.
And because it's Sydney City, it's only like half an hour from where the boat turns up with the car. So, and yeah, we got some extras on it for free. But and that'll only take maybe half a day, if that. And then they just got to polish it up for me with the bow on it so I can go get Smurfette.
You don't get to keep the bow.
You don't get to keep the bow.
No.
It's
Car yards
bullshit.
freak me out. Like, we're probably not going to buy, we're just trying to get these cars probably for another year. Like, just, they need to hang on for another year.
Yep.
Not if I keep hitting shit, but they need to hang on for another year. Because we don't want to reduce our borrowing capacity. So, we probably, I'm hopefully, and I'm starting to look now, looking at a new house by the end of the year. So
Property mogul.
yeah, so we're sort of focused on that. I don't know if my husband knows that we're focused on that. I should probably tell him.
Oh, I think he's just found out.
Probably let him know. So they just need to last another year.
It'll be fine.
But yeah, car yards freak me out. Like, I don't like salespeople in general.
Mhm.
And then when you're in a car yard, because I'm your height, so I'm quite short. And they kind of just pop out of nowhere and scare the absolute shit out of me. But like if I'm looking around and being like, oh, I wonder if anyone works here. Yeah, come talk to me. But if I'm like looking at a car, I'm like, oh yeah, that one's nice. Oh yeah, let's move on to this one. Don't come talk to me. I'm not ready yet. And then they
Yeah.
just sort of pop out like, hello.
Well, we ended up with Dylan twice not by accident, but what happened was, did you know that a lot of car yards don't open on Sundays now?
Yeah, I think I was gonna tell you that. And
Isn't
then I
that
was
the
like,
optimal time? Saturdays and Sundays are their optimal sales days.
yeah, but you gotta look at their overhead on Sundays.
What overhead? They're all on salary and commission and stuff. It's not like it's a wage, right?
I
But
don't think they're
anyway,
salary.
so they are on salary and then they get commission on it. My cousin works as in the car industry. So I looked on the internet and the one at 5 Dock said it was open from like 9 till 4 or whatever it was. So we get all the way there and I'm like, this doesn't look open. And it was like, I don't know, 9:30, 20 to 10. And my wife went, you know what? Like, let's just look on the internet properly, ring one of them. And this is about 10 to 10. And so we kind of talked for a little bit. And then she rang and Dylan answered the phone. And he goes, what can I help you with? She goes, you pretty much just answered the question by answering the phone. Thanks, bro. We'll see you soon. So we drove over to thing. We were on our mission. MG in Sydney doesn't have a car yard. It's all in a building because it's in an industrial area. And so we walked in and this young, very good looking young man stood up from behind the desk and he went, can I help you? I recognized the voice straight away. And my missus goes, are you Dylan? And he went, yes, I am. And then that's when I went, I want to buy a car. I want you to sell me one. Do you want to sell me a car? Excellent. Let's talk. But I was really, really surprised at the fact that car yards aren't open. A lot of car yards aren't open on Saturday. It doesn't make sense. It is the optimum buying time. A lot of people have weekends off.
That's what I'm saying. Like it should be like Chinese restaurants, where Chinese restaurants have Monday, Tuesdays off, and then
Yeah.
Wednesday to Sunday.
Yep.
I'm all for that.
Yep.
I don't need Monday, Tuesday stuff. Well, I'm a shift worker, so if stuff opens at 3 o'clock in the morning, that's fine because I can shop then.
Yeah.
That's why I love 24-hour Kmart. My favorite. No one's around.
Love 24-hour Kmart. Don't have one anymore.
Sad. I've got a few actually.
We've moved
Saved
away from
me.
them.
It saved me when I'm driving to work and realize that I've left my drink bottle at home, and that makes me really sad. So I have to buy a new one on the way. That makes me sad.
See, I used to like doing it when I couldn't sleep. Just get in the car, 10 minutes up the road, all good.
Yeah.
Now, got to drive an hour. Don't want to do that.
No, sad.
So very, very excited about the car. Got an SUV. Decided not to keep the same license plate. I thought about it, but then I was like, you know what? New car, new everything. And they don't like reprint. If you want to keep it, they don't reprint it on a brand new one. They literally just like spit and polish and put it on. I'm like,
Yeah.
even though there is nothing wrong with my license plates, I want brand new ones because the license plates that we've got, I don't know if you noticed on yours, the name of the car company isn't on the border thing. It's actually on the license plate.
I'll get back to it.
So my license plate says the license plate, and then underneath it, on the license plate itself, it says Peter Wakeling Hyundai.
Oh, that'd be weird. Drop an MG.
Yeah, exactly. So
why don't you just get personalized? I think you should get personalized.
no, I had personalized on Marishka. Remember my white car, and at first they're a good thing. Like you go, you know what, slightly status symbol, blah 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 blah. My wife went, I'm not really happy that we got personalized plates. And then 6 months later, when there was a little altercation, I didn't want the personalized number plates either because they remember your plate
Oh, it
when
depends
something happens.
Depends what it is.
Yeah, but like,
Although I saw a plate yesterday that just said DH. That's it.
yeah, you can get those.
I know, but I'm like, Well, I'm gonna remember that
Yeah.
because
But
he's
see,
a dickhead.
because mine, yeah. Remember, mine had like Viva on it or something like that. Because
I don't
I
remember
was
that.
driving around in a Holden Viva. So, you can kind of hide behind your license plate when you've got like, random like letters and numbers and stuff. But when you've got a personalized one, people fucking remember it. Hey.
There is one down, and they must work at the mall because the
Yeah.
car's always there constantly, and it's a great number plate. But I always remember that car, and I'm like, oh, but if I ever see whoever owns that, and then see them walking out, and you've had like an altercation in the shop with them, you know exactly what car is their car.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
So, as lovely and as cool in the beginning that personalized number plates are, they're actually really bad, especially if you want to be a dickhead on the road or you decide you want to abuse somebody out of your car, like I am one to do. Um,
I'm wearing uniform a lot, so
mm,
I kind of can't. I do, but
yeah.
I don't use gestures. I just you could see it in my face. Like I see that you're looking at me in the rear vision mirror. You can see what I'm mouthing at you.
Uh,
But I don't know. I think I'm at a certain age where I kind of want the car color that I want, and I'm sick of the red, blue, white, black option.
yeah.
So I think I might pay a bit extra for a color that I freaking want.
Well, see, the thing is that I've had like almost every kind of color car. I've had a white car, I've had a black car, I've had a champagne color car, I've had the red car now. And I'm like, haven't had a blue one.
I
Just
had a
try
blue
blue.
one. I had blue, green, black, white, and that's it.
Well, the blue is very similar to
Yeah,
Nina West
but
behind
I
me.
want like the pink. See the pink? I want the pink. I want it. I'm at an age now where I just want pink.
But so I'm actually really really excited about the idea of picking up Smurfette. And worked really hard for it. Hey, like no finance, paid for it out of our own money.
Walk in with a briefcase full of money.
I made it rain on MG. It's actually not like it's not even like that. It was so clinical.
Yeah, I
Um,
know.
because they don't even do their trade-ins on site anymore, like their trade-in evaluations. They took a whole bunch of cars. It was pissing down with rain while with it. They took a whole bunch of photos of the car, took a photo of the odometer, sent it to Pickles, who'd like to gouge everybody. And I knew, but at the same time, I didn't want to try and sell the car because it could have taken months. And so
And it's so annoying trying to
it
sell
is. It
car. Like
is.
you got to meet up with people and they don't show up. It's like Facebook. I don't even get me started again.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we got the valuation from Pickles came back the very like I think he rang me at 10 o'clock in the morning and goes, "This is what they're offering." And I'm like, "So just because you know what? I'm not holding out for the extra 2 grand
Mm.
because it's not going to happen. And I want the car now."
My husband used to work
And
at Pickles.
uh,
I think so did my dad.
but it was like, like sitting there waiting for someone to try and buy the fucking car and blah blah and like and then like strangers in my car like wanting a test drive. Like, no, 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 no. And the best part about all of this is the fact that we're only about 6 weeks out of rego. So
Oh,
I don't have to bother about registering the car now because the registration comes as part of the sale price on the car and
get their
the
stamp duty.
CTP. That's all included.
Okay, and the
Look,
transfer fee,
I'll throw what transfer thing?
the rego.
They take that.
Oh, okay.
Like no, what they do is, right? They take your license plate. We sign over the paper for the sale. That's why some of the price comes off the estimation because they know that they're gonna have to pay money to
Mm,
RMS. Is it RMS?
yeah.
So like that's so I don't have to pay a cent, like stamp duty, all of the everything is included in the price. So I'm gonna throw the price out there, right? So feel free to judge people. Like I got a decent trade in, so think about that when I say the price. So the price for an SUV was 22,990 drive away.
It,
That's it.
they are China made. But go on.
Doesn't matter that they're China. They're made in China, but like, who cares? half the cars that we fucking drive around in now, even though they may not have, like, the company may be in, like, Korea or whatever it is, they're made in fucking China,
Yeah, we're screwed. Like China's
right?
got us by the balls.
Yeah.
Shame.
But yeah, 22,990 for a 5-door SUV, all the trimmings, me rear parking thing, I got the camera, all of that's included in the price, right?
Mm.
None of this extra bullshit. He threw in the tinting, he threw in the metallic paint, he threw in the mat for the back part of the SUV part. Decent trade in. We didn't have to take that much money out of our bank.
But also, I was told that it's not just the end of financial year; it's actually the end of each month. Like it's a good time to buy a car because they're still trying to make quotas at the end of each month.
Yeah. So we got it on the last day. We bought it on the 30th. So we were lucky. So that was all good. But, yeah, no, very, 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 very happy with their service. Very, very happy. Well, it's not their fault the boat's delayed. We have had shitty weather. So, and it's not like it just goes, oh, China, Sydney. Like it's got to stop off along the way. But while I was in New Zealand, got a new tattoo. Oh, can't see it. Still can't see it. Yeah, Smurfette, she's on her way. So next time we record, I will have been driving Smurfette.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
because we know how well you run with couriers.
Yeah. And the best part was didn't have to pay extra for an automatic because this SUV only comes in an automatic.
Yeah, no, you don't. It's not like a huge thing anymore to pay much extra to pay for an automatic
$2,000.
between an
Because
automatic and a manual.
one of the cars that I was looking at, as soon as I clicked onto the automatic, went up $2,000.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Although
So
I'd never go back. Just saying.
to manual.
Yeah.
Oh, they're bullshit.
Yeah.
It's too much. If you actually have to like concentrate on your driving and shit, no. The whole point of the automatic, I'm certain, was to phase out manuals decades and decades and decades ago. And it never did because there are some wankers out there, but who like driving manuals. But then I also realized as I was saying it, there are some people who four-wheel drive and manuals are good for that.
Yeah.
So I take back the wanker part,
No,
but
just
not
a
in time.
wanker. So pancreas. What things have happened? Oh, before we get onto that,
Yep.
did you know?
Mhm.
Okay, two things that I found out
Yeah.
off TikTok
Yeah.
because that's where I get all my knowledge from.
Where the credibility is, yeah.
That you know how Mario says it's me, Mario?
It's the me, Mario.
It's actually Itsumi, which is Japanese for super. So he's actually saying Itsumi, Mario. Fun fact.
It's like, Alibaba when he wants the door to open and everyone
Yes.
thinks he says open sesame. It's actually open says me.
I thought that's what he did. Okay.
No, everyone for fucking decades have been told that it's open sesame. As in sesame seeds.
Mhm.
It's open says me.
I think I knew that. But I
I've
just
been
like the way
fucking around,
Open
man.
Sesame says. And then the other thing is, you know how people put stickers on their car and it's like honk if you like something,
Yeah.
if you like, I don't know. Let's go. I did this with my husband, but I don't think I explained it right. It's like so if it says honk if you like ice cream, right? In my head, I would honk because I like ice cream.
Yeah.
But apparently, that's not the reason for the stickers. The reason for the stickers is obviously if you drive like a dickhead and people are honking you, they're like, oh, they must like ice cream. But no, you're actually just driving like a dickhead.
The old bait and switch, eh?
Yeah. I didn't know that. Apparently, it's an autistic thing, but I don't think that's true. Like, if you're autistic, you think about it as if you honk because you like ice cream, as opposed to being you're honked at because you're an idiot. Yeah, I don't know. I was watching it on TikTok, but did learn that yeah, it's not what I thought it was. If I was a sticker person, I'd have them all over my car, but I'm not. I don't put stickers on my car. I don't know why I've never put stickers on my car. I don't know.
My car is untouched by stickers except for the ones that are put on when you have your service.
Yeah, that's just right above my eye line. Except for the one that he put on my car, and I was livid, and I will never take it
That's
back
right.
ever.
Yeah, because we said that we would go and take our drag me out stickers and put them on their fucking door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, that was just my. I have lots of other musics, but those are my lips. Oh, okay. I got one.
Yo.
I was in Indonesia, and it's obviously a third world country, and I understand that. And I'm in Jakarta. Jakarta's a lot different to Bali.
Mhm.
Nuances. Anyway, what I saw was a blind man with a walking stick. What are they? What are they called? Like the sticks that they have. Like the sticks with the thing on the end of it that they used to see.
The cane.
Yeah, like the cane, right?
Yeah.
He had he had the cane, and he was obviously blind. And then the two other people that had their hands on each other's shoulders that were following him were blind but didn't have a cane. They were all walking in a line. It was literally the blind leading the blind leading the blind.
It's a conga.
It was actually the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But then I was like, okay, well, obviously they can't afford to buy canes for each other. But then also they could have just been taking a walk, and they just wanted to know where each other were. I don't like in that way they didn't lose each other in the hustle and
Well,
bustle of the city.
that could actually be the thing.
Mm.
Because, yeah, if you're touching that person, then you know where they are at all times. It's not like they can walk down the street a la fucking Sex in the City, walking three abreast with
Yeah.
like their fucking canes and shit.
Like,
So,
Gary, where'd you go?
yeah.
I'm dead because I got hit by a motorbike. Because they're everywhere.
Show's over. Done. Half an episode in and the show's on.
But yeah, lots of weird things in Indonesia, which I will bring up randomly. And yeah, so pancreas. Go.
I don't really. I don't.
What about boats? Boats seem to be annoying. They're a bit slow. Courier. Like maybe you should call the captain and be like,
I'm the captain now.
I am the captain of this boat.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
I think okay, yeah, go.
I do. Well, I bagged out Air New Zealand.
Yeah.
On social media a little bit. Coming back, they were great. Going there, fucking crap. Bitch who fucking basically just dropped my food on my tray. Fuck you. We pay for premium fucking seats and then didn't get a choice in the meal. Fuck you. So half of Air New Zealand is bullshit. The other half is fantastic.
I
Right?
flew with Qantas and can't fault them.
No,
Could
we've
not
done
fault
Qantas
them.
International too. It's great.
Could not
They're so
fault
good.
them.
Did you have the thing, because we flew them to LA, right?
Mm.
And you're sitting there and you go like this, you go, gee, I'm hungry. And just as you're thinking like, gee, I could use a snack or something, someone would walk past with a snack.
Yeah. Like we
Yeah.
got fed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And also, except on the way back, but that's because our flight was actually probably about 45 minutes faster than what it should have been. But so on the way over, my son's screen stopped working, and they tried to reset it, and it just didn't work. Anyway, he was on his iPad and his Switch. He was fine, and it didn't bother me. Anyway, the lady comes up, unprovoked. I didn't whinge about it. She
Yeah.
comes up to me and she says, "Oh, do you want $100 voucher for wine or hotels? Just for the inconvenience this has caused, and blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Okay, sure, why not?" Hold on, I've got
They didn't feed us very
trying
much
to
coming
find
back
us.
because we were doing an
What,
overnight
Leo?
flight.
What?
Bobby,
Go
can
there.
you let the dogs in?
So it says it has to retract.
Okay, go to sleep then. It's almost
Hang on.
done anyway.
Hang on a minute. Bobby, can you let the dogs in?
Yeah, you're not using the remote. You can use my phone. And then bring my phone back.
Back out. Hurry up. Get in there, motherfucker.
Yeah, thank you.
The dog's fucking sitting staring at me for the last 20 minutes. I was finding it very unnerving because I'm not used to it. Yeah, we're coming back with Qantas. We were doing like an overnight flight. So you basically just woke up to breakfast and that was it.
Mm.
But going there, every time I'm like, gee, I'm a bit peckish. Hey, as soon as I thought it, like this woman was like walking around with like these ice creams in her hand going, would you like an ice cream? And I'm like, yeah, actually I would.
Yeah.
And then like a couple of hours later, you're like, gee, I'm peckish. And then, would you like, you want this? You want this? You're like, yeah,
These
actually I
packet of
do.
biscuits. Sure, why not? I'll take it.
Yeah, sure, why not? Whereas the first time we flew with Virgin,
Mm.
and they don't do that. But what they used to do is they used to actually have this shelving thing that was near the bathroom area, like near the doors and everything. And they would just chock a block. They would fill it full of snacks, and you'd just go grab a whole bunch of them, and then they just refill them back up again. So you actually got more than Qantas gave you, but like whatever.
Well, we flew, it was only like $200 from Jakarta to Singapore. It's only an hour flight with Garuda. And they fed
Yeah.
us both times.
Yeah.
Lunch.
Qantas feeds you if you fly to Melbourne.
I know, it's fucked.
It's in the price.
Virgin.
That's good. Yeah, but
you.
that's why Qantas is more expensive domestic because they just put the price of the meal into the flight itself.
Yeah, but they're much more pleasant.
It's because they're old. Same as Air New Zealand. Average age of the fucking hosties on Air New Zealand was 73. But, you know, and so they're all just grateful that they got fucking, because they had a long time there where they weren't working.
That's true. Working at
Yeah.
Woolies, they saw how the other half lived.
Exactly. Exactly. This little fucking thing flying around. What the fuck is that shit going on about? Anyway, so what about your pancreas? You know what? What's happened over the last 6 weeks is that I'm kind of like, I'm not sweating some of the small stuff anymore. So I actually am starting to forget things that piss me off.
That's why I write them down, because I do forget them. And then I remember it when I see it again.
Yeah, but flying to New Zealand with Air New Zealand was traumatic.
Yeah, that
They
just
fucked
seems
up
like
our
she
seats.
hated you.
They fucked up our seats to begin with. Like we had these seats booked for like 10 months, and then a week before they changed our seats and like didn't fucking. I stumbled across it on the app when I was looking for something else. I'm like, hang on a minute, that's not our seats. And then I ended up in a big thing with them, and then like fucking bitch face on the plane. But then like after. So pretty much as soon as we got off the plane in Auckland, Air New Zealand were great. Like their people were great after that. Like even coming back, like so. Let's just chalk it up to a bad day, right? Got PTSD from a set of fucking stairs in a park in Auckland that I can go into another story, and then like told Ego, and you know. Ego found this post that Yuri Guy put up, and it's a photo of Yuri and another drag queen walking up these stairs, and it's like Ego goes, "Is these the stairs?" And I'm like, "Yes, it fucking is." The fucking 300 fucking stairs up this park, you know, to get out of this bloody park that's all uphill anyway. It's bullshit fucking. So I was a bit pissed with Auckland being, it's all hills.
Yeah. Have you not seen Lord of the Rings?
No. We went all around the
don't watch
North
it.
Island and went nowhere near fucking Hobbiton because you know why? Not seen Lord of the fucking Rings. Don't care. Please enlighten us to your pancreatic moments.
It's just a subset of people which I still don't understand because I have AirPods. Do you have AirPods?
Yep.
Yeah. Why do people with AirPods still hold the phone to their mouth?
I don't know.
Do they not realize that the speaker's in the AirPods?
Maybe they don't. Are we talking young people here?
Like there's generally a subset of people that do it, but I've noticed that they'll have the phone and, like, they'll point the speaker to their mouth and then have AirPods in.
I don't know. I'll tell you what I'm over. People are doing fucking FaceTimey shit while they're walking through the streets of
I
Sydney
don't why
City.
do they do
Fuck
that?
me up. Fuck. So I've just taken to walking directly behind those people now.
I
Give
don't
them
get
a bit
it.
of a wave. Stand behind. I walk behind them, give them a bit of wave. I don't get it.
I don't get it
Move
either.
over to the side, go sit down, do your little facey times there, but don't do it while you're walking down the fucking street. One of my first pancreatic moments, you're walking and talking on your phone and not concentrating on the people around you. And B, I don't get to see the fucking person you're talking to. And what makes it worse is when they do it with the AirPods in because you can't hear the other side of the conversation. Fuck me up.
I feel like those are the only people that would film, like, a violent crime instead of helping.
100%
Yeah.
violent act. But please finish. It's a violent act.
No, that's it. That's just really it just really irks me that people don't know how to use their phone. It's 2024. I mean, get your
I
shit
just got
together.
reminded of a
Yeah.
pancreatic moment that when it happened, I actually thought about the podcast and it's just popped into my head.
Years ago.
My wife says to me last Sunday after we go and buy the car, need to go to the doctor's, back's a little bit sore and stuff. I went, okay. So get in the car, go to the doctor's surgery. It's a Sunday. It's a bulk billing medical practice, so you know it's going to be busy. 3 or 4 doctors on, you know it's going to be busy. You know you're in for at least a 2-hour wait, right?
Mm.
So we're sitting there arguing about stuff like we usually do. And then this old woman, probably about 75 in the shade, 4 or 5 fucking facelifts under her belt, sits down on the seat, brings her phone out, starts watching something on YouTube or whatever. No AirPods, no headphones, nothing, just with the volume up in the medical center.
Mm.
Everyone could hear it. Everyone was giving her dirty looks. We were over it. Kind of like I was sitting near her and I kind of like whipped my head around and stared at her so she would look up, and she fucking bitch didn't. She was too busy in her own world. So I go outside because there's metered parking and I needed to feed the meter again. And as I walk back in, I'm like, fuck it. So I walked past her and I said to her, hey, we're in a doctor's surgery. There are people here who are sick, possibly have headaches and stuff. That's a bit loud. It's a bit rude. Can you turn it down? Right?
Mm.
And she goes, oh, sorry.
Oh, is
So
she Moira?
she does. Yeah, pretty much. But so everything's is at one point when she had it up, I turned my phone on and started listening to fucking music loud, and she still didn't get the hint.
No.
Right. So she turns it down. Everyone kind of just like looks at me going, thanks, man. And I'm like, gutless turds, don't fucking do it yourselves, but whatever. So something happens. My wife turns the phone on. Oh no, she goes to play a game and she didn't get to, you know how you don't realize that the volume's on?
Yeah.
But as soon as she realized the volume on, it's clicking down really like straight away. And the woman walks up to my wife and goes, just so you know that apparently, looking at me, apparently that's rude and you should be turning that down. And I just kind of like looked at her like, I went, who gave you permission to speak to my wife? Right. So fucking bitch goes to sit down. And as she's sitting down, her phone rings, which is fine. Phones ring. And then we start listening to the fucking conversation. She's passed around to about 4 different people. They're sick and tired of fucking listening to her. So they're passing her around, right? She eventually gets to her grandkid and all you hear is, hello, darling. Hello. Yes, it's grandma here. And talking shit. And she says to the kid, she must have said to the kid, like, what are you doing? And the kid must have said something like, I'm about to watch like the Dragons football game or whatever it is. So this conversation goes on for about 25 minutes, half an hour. We're fucking listening to it all. And all she kept saying when the grandkid was on, oh, darling, I'll leave you to your Dragons game. And she said it about 4 or 5 times. It's like, fucking bitch, let the fucking kid watch the fucking game. Because I checked my phone and the Dragons game had been going for 15 minutes. So grandma had been taking 15 minutes out of the game time for a little fuckwit, right? And Bitch is taking away 15 minutes of the kids' game time. So she gets off the phone finally. We go in just as she's getting off the phone. We're in the doctor's surgery for about 10, 15 minutes. We walk out. We walk out of the surgery. We're like, oh, let's get something to eat. So we had to wait for the food to be made. We had to duck up and do a couple of other things. Our car is parked directly in front of the doctor's surgery. From us leaving to us getting back to the car is about 20, 25 minutes. I look in and bitch is still there waiting. Yeah, motherfucker, yeah. Made me so happy. I was so, so happy.
Maybe she wasn't going to the doctors. Maybe she
Oh, she
just wanted to
was.
annoy people.
No, she was because like she was talking to the reception person and fuck.
That's what I'm going to
Ugh.
do on a Sunday when I'm old and have nothing else to do. Just go and talk really loudly on my phone in the middle of doctor's surgeries.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? That's goals, right?
Yeah.
Hashtag goals. Yeah.
Goals.
So your
yes.
pancreatic thing is people with AirPods who hold their phone up to their mouth.
Just not knowing how to use your phone.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Like I'm not very good with my phone. I'm not like I can text, I can call people, I can use it for the internets and the social medias.
But you know that the phone, the AirPods actually have microphones on them.
That's
So
correct. So I usually just
yeah.
put my phone in my pocket
Yeah.
because that's why I have AirPods so I can be hands free.
It's free.
Hands free.
Hands free.
And then the FaceTime thing annoys me too.
Yeah.
Irritates the shit out of me. And
Yeah.
like especially when they're like waiting for the train and like they'll be FaceTiming someone and the train's coming in, so they'll get like their face with the train.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like,
What are you
but
doing?
are you trying to prove that you're not cheating on someone? Like what? Like, oh, I'm actually traveling to work today. Like, shut up. Everyone hates you.
Hashtag work commute.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's finally talk about drag.
I went to Snatch Game.
Let's talk about the first episode, then we'll talk about Snatch Game.
Okay.
I feel like we haven't spoken about anything RuPaul related in a very long time. And this
That's
whole
fine.
theme is RuPaul related. If we were gonna record when we were supposed to record last week, I would have put the stone wall behind us because it was 28th of June, which was the anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't because it wasn't this week, it was last
You
week.
want to know an interesting fact?
Yes. Always.
No one died at Stonewall. Interesting fact.
I don't think I heard of anyone dying.
Anybody who pays attention to drag conversations with Willem will know what I was referring to. No one died at Stonewall. There was a roundtable discussion. Derek Barry was there. Willem was there. Derek Barry was going, and all of these people lost their lives at Stonewall. And Willem, without missing a beat, just like looked at Derek Barry and went, no one died at Stonewall. And Derek Barry was like, no one? Are you sure? No one died at Stonewall.
So we got obviously the people behind us. Got Mick, Roxy Andrews, Vanjie, Angeria, Nina West, Plastic Tiara, Georges, and Chanel. And like I said, I've only watched the first episode. Don't know what's happened. Don't know who's won. I'm really trying to avoid it altogether because I want to watch it in my own time. Who's your favorite episode 1 besides Nina West? Besides Nina West.
Chanel.
Chanel? Yeah, me too.
It's always going to be Chanel.
Mine's probably like in rank Nina, Chanel, Vanjie, got Mick, and then the rest I don't really care about.
See, I'm Nina, Chanel, Roxy.
Roxy, really? Even after
Yeah.
she was awful?
Yeah, but she was kind of okay in like All Stars 2.
Yeah, but don't you
and,
feel
like,
that's just like an act and that's just who she is?
who
Like,
can say?
I
Who
don't
can
know.
say?
And they have no eliminations in this season, which I love because everybody gets to do what they brought, what they did, what they have in their closets. Benji gets to do more than one challenge, which is nice.
She did okay on the next season, and she did okay on the All-Star season.
I just
think.
feel that like she just wants to be messy, and like I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I love you,
Yeah.
Benji.
Yeah, we
And they
love
got
you,
the
Benji.
benefactress badge.
Yes.
And the first one was the library is open, which always a good mini game.
Mm-hmm.
They were a bit mean to Roxy Andrews about the weight.
She's
Little
put
bit.
on a couple of kilos, but who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah. Plastique, you're still not funny. Sorry. I wrote notes like got Mick wrapped in chains was funny, but I can't remember what was actually said.
Mm.
But yeah. Roxy Andrews won the mini challenge, and then we had I can't remember what the runway was. Or was it ascent? They had to make ascent?
I
Yes.
honestly don't remember.
They had to make ascent. And Nina West was dressed as a criminal. The meaty tuck. Yeah, plastique. Very meaty tuck. Very meaty.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that a lot in this.
Mm-hmm.
Angeria Paris Michaels, Southern Belle, top notes of peaches and moonshine, and bottom notes of collard green. I thought like Georgia's like I get it, like you're Spanish, I get it, like we get it, but like that's not all you are.
Mm.
I don't know.
Don't one trick pony yourself, sweetheart.
And Chanel #1, I thought that was funny.
I love Chanel.
I like Chanel. Did I reach out to Chanel? Was that someone different?
I think it was someone different.
Mm.
I love Chanel. One of the things I love, paints like a fucking beast, like so good. But just Chanel's like eyes in general. Chanel has the most beautiful eyes.
I think she has a nice soul. I think that's why her eyes are nice.
Maybe, but yeah, I love me some Chanel. Chanel was one of my favorites, like when RuPaul's Drag Race first started too.
I agree.
Yeah.
Never heard the song before. Angeria and Georges was the front runners. Angeria won and blocked Roxy Andrews. I like the change in judging because they're judging, like they're focusing on the good as opposed to the bad.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not as good as some people, but you're still good.
Yeah.
And then I still can't get over, I still laugh when they add the slurping noises in Untucked.
Yeah.
And then I didn't notice until Untucked the lip sync dress that Nina wore.
This is my lip sync dress.
Yes. I didn't notice until we're in Untucked. And I was like, what is she wearing? And I'm like, oh, the lip sync. And then eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am enjoying All Stars. I may have lied a bit. I have skipped ahead and watched the Snatch Game, but I will go back. I have. It's the Snatch Game I love, but I actually quite enjoyed this one.
Oh wait, no, I have seen the Snatch Game because it's like episode 3 or something.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I've seen the first 3 episodes.
Okay,
maybe 4, but yeah, no, I've seen the Snatch Game. But what a great segue!
Yeah,
because last Saturday night, my wife, myself, and some people that I work with went to Snatch Game Live. The end. No. So it was the Vivian doing Donald Trump.
Okay.
Bag of Chips doing Margaret Thatcher. Ben de la Creme. I got to see Ben de la Creme live doing Maggie Smith. It was supposed to be Kennedy Davenport doing Little Richard, but due to scheduling conflicts, we also just found out that Kennedy Davenport's on, like, is it Canada versus the World?
I don't know.
Queens of the Universe is actually going to be on one of them. That's why she couldn't come down.
Yeah.
So she was replaced with Dakota Schiffer doing Pete Burns from You Spin Me Right Round,
Yeah.
baby. And Ashley Madison doing Jesus and Hannah Conda doing Laisha.
Really
Right?
wish they kind of chose someone new, but yeah, okay.
Well, no, because they're the characters that they won for.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I'm just
Right?
like,
I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say, I either blocked out or do not remember the Jesus one from Ashley Madison, and probably just as well because fucking shit. Not funny, whatever. Dakota Schiffer tried, but Dakota Schiffer is not funny and proved it. So what they did was, so the first half of the show, and it was hosted by Reese Nicholson,
okay.
right? Who we also saw at the New Zealand Comedy Festival. And when I say we were looking up his nose, we're in the front row of his comedy show looking up his nose. Reese Nicholson is one of the funniest fuckers ever. What they show of him on Drag Race, nothing compared to what he's like. He's so funny. But anyway, I digress. So the very first half of the show, Reese introduces them. They come out individually and they do a number.
Okay.
Right? Ben de la Creme wrote her own. It was fucking hysterical. It was so good. It was an ode to drag, basically. Bag of Chips came out and sang her version of it. Looking back on when we first met, I cannot escape and I cannot forget. Baby, you're the one. So gets to you can lick my hole again. So did that. Dakota just did a drag routine, which was good. The Vivian sang live, sang her single live. Very great. It was really good. Ashley Madison did a lip sync performance of 3, basically our national anthems: The Voice, The Horses, and fucking forgot the other one. But it was actually like slow versions of it. It was really good. And then Hannah Conda came out and did My Heart Will Go On, but instead of a pan flute, it was a recorder, and it was done badly. Like the recorder was done badly. And then like reaches up into a dress and like like reaches up into a dress like between her legs and pulls out a microphone and then starts to lip sync into it. And then like and then walks down into the crowd and then basically rolls back onto the stage and then takes a dress off at some point and like takes the wig off and starts like running around the crowd, like doing, almost fell off the seat. It was so fun. The first half of the show was great. Second half of the show was good. The Snatch Game good part was good. The letdowns were Ashley Madison and Dakota Schiffer at the beginning, but then she kind of picked up towards the end. She just had that fuck it mentality. And I tell you what, if the Vivian hadn't have been there, the Snatch Game would have just been okay. Like it would have been funny because Hannah Conda as Liza was fucking hysterical. The two of them were mucking up so much. It was so good.
So is it scripted or is it impromptu?
It's improv. They totally improvise it. Oh, they do have some little bits and pieces because the Vivian was reading off a script for one part because she was doing a poem. But the Vivian, anytime Reese Nicholson like spoke, like doing Donald Trump, she'd be like, "Shut up, fag." Thank you, gay boy. So we went, there was my wife, myself, Tay Tay Stalker fan came with us, who is of the homosexuals. The rest of them were no. 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 5 gays, 2 straights. We thought it was funny. The 2 straight people thought it was the best fucking night out ever. Right? Well, I was kind of like sitting there going, God, they're just going to complain because Ashley Madison was in the Snatch Game was really, really bad. And I was expecting the whole, it was all right, but like bullshit, blah, 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 blah. They're like, nah, best fucking night we've ever had. And I'm like, okay. that was great. So yeah, I was so happy to finally see the Vivian live and in person and perform live. And my heart just like my heart was crying because I was so happy for Ben de la Creme. I was like, oh my God, Ben de la, I'm in the same building as Ben de la Creme. Like, oh, I was like that. Like I was like turning around to my wife going, it's Ben. She's like, I know.
I know.
And as we are currently speaking, Ego and Love Like Maddie, I maybe Love Like Maddie, I don't know, but Ego is definitely there because Ego sent me messages, is actually going to Snatch Game in Melbourne right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, and was just bitching about the merchandise. Because they didn't have individual merchandise, they just had Snatch Game merchandise, and we didn't get any. I'm going to send Ego a message going, can you get me a shirt? I'll pay you back. Hey, oh no, I'll do it when we do this. So I'll send a message because there's an intermission. So, but we also, Ego went and saw it in Melbourne. We saw it in Sydney. We saw the Broadway legend herself, Patti LuPone, 2 weeks ago. Bucket list moment for me. She was absolutely amazing. We're talking about the woman who basically originated Evita on Broadway. And oh, my heart. Let's put it this way. There is a drag queen inside of me screaming to get out, and Patti LuPone was just, spectacular. Anyway. So, yeah, and we've got Canada versus the World Season 2, I believe, coming up soon as well. Where we should be very, very, very close to finding out who is in the Australian cast of Down Under, hosted by Michelle Visage. Still not too sure how I feel about that.
Should be interesting.
Should be interesting. And also, incidentally, August 27th is the premiere of Only Murders in the Building.
Okay.
With a truly spectacular cast for season 4. And I'm halfway through My Life is Murder on Acorn TV, which is a great show that has Lucy Lawless, who is Xena the Warrior Princess. I have never seen a Xena in my life. Our friend Gregory, who came to New Zealand with us, is a huge Xena the Warrior Princess fan, and he made us go to places where Xena was filmed. But when I say made us, like we were like, we're all for it. Like, you know, this is your holiday too. And then he took us, he got us to go to Piha Beach, which is like one of the main beaches in like the Auckland area. And it was beyond spectacular.
Yeah.
Like, I'm eventually going to be living in that country. And I got to the point that when we were flying home, I was like, yep, I could live there. Not a problem. But the price of petrol in New Zealand is fucking criminal.
I know.
Criminal. Nearly $3 a litre. And I think at one place I did pay $3 a litre.
Yes, you do.
I was hovering between $2.80 and $3 a litre. And at one place I'm pretty sure I paid $3 a litre.
When we
That is robbery.
When we went, like, I'm going to say 6 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't far off that.
It was like $2.50.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It is disgusting, and there is no reason for it.
No.
Considering how much we pay, there is no reason for that amount of money. The only thing that I can think of is that the New Zealand government take more tax on their petrol than ours does.
The government's just robbing bastards anyway. Anyway, don't have time for that. Wrap it up.
So if you want to like and subscribe on the YouTubes, that'd be great. Don't forget to hit the bell for notification. We are on Insta at Drag Me Out Official. We're on the TikToks at Drag Me Out Official. I finally, after all of this time, I remembered to say TikToks. We're on the TikToks at Drag Me Out Official. You want to have a chat to us, hit us up on the DMs on the Insta. We are on all of your podcasting platforms. Subscribe to us, 5 stars, leave a thing, yada yada, blah 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 blah. Obviously you'll know, everyone will notice that we are not on with the regularity that we used to be. That's because we got lives, fucker. And jobs and all of that other stuff. But what I will also say is that we are introducing a new podcast into the Drag Me Out family. It will be a pop culture and retro movie. And when I say retro, we're talking black and white movies leading up to the 60s and 70s. We'll be talking about those. We'll be talking about their impact on the queer and gay culture. That will be with a young Ego and myself, which will be known as Pop Goes the Rainbow. And that will also be coming out through the Drag Me Out network. I've decided we're a network.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do you, boo.
And yeah, where all good podcast stuff and all bad podcasts are, that's where we will be as well. And Hailey, it's great to see you again, man. You got a message for everybody?
No. I was gonna give a cheesy joke. I still
Come
got lots
on!
of them left.
Come on, yeah. Give us a joke, give us a joke, give us a
Right,
joke. Come on,
let's
give us
pick
a joke.
one out.
Come on, give us a joke. Come on.
Oh, it's red.
Yeah.
How did the farmer fix his pants?
Come
With
on.
cabbage patches.
No, stop. That was stupidly fantastic and possibly the best way to end this podcast. So we'll see you soon.
See you
We're
next
definitely not going
Tuesday.
to see you next Tuesday. We're definitely not going to leave it as long this time. Peace out, everybody. Deuces. Much love. And this episode is dedicated to Mandy and my brother-in-law, Illy. Wherever you are, we love you very much. And we love all of you out there. Bye-bye. Mwah. Ba 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 ba.